Welcome to Super Sorry, the podcast where we talk about superheroes and super apologies, and occasionally receive supporting documents.
Yeah, today is one of those days.
We got a letter, and not just any letter.
Yeah, it's a message from someone who listened to our Ant-Man episode and thought, finally, my time to clarify.
Yeah, this is a very specific message about what seems to be a very important topic.
Yeah, and it's Luis's ability to knock out someone with just one punch.
Which I do have to say, I had not fully considered before.
Yeah, and apparently, I guess we should have.
Because not only does this listener have thoughts, they have documentation.
So what you're about to hear is less of a letter and more of a narrative event. So try to keep up and remember, there's going to be some tangents.
All right, so the letter starts out, Dear Super Sorry People. Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you because I was listening to your Ant-Man episode and you were talking about Luis and specifically the part where he's knocking out guards, just like boom, one punch. And I'm like, finally, some recognition. Because let me tell you something, not everybody believed in that moment.
And I get it. Luis looks like a guy who just explains things. He don't look like a guy who throws hands, but here's the thing. He has range. So let me set the record straight, okay? He's at the Pimtech place, right? This is back when everything was stressful. Alarms going off, people running around, Scott's doing Scott stuff, and Luis is just trying to help. And then security shows up.
Now, most people in that situation, they panic, they freeze. Not Luis. He thinks like, all right, Luis, this is your moment. And then he hit the guy. Clean, efficient, no follow-up questions. And people out there are like, that seems unlikely. Unlikely? Did everybody forget about Peachy at San Quentin prison?
Okay, so now I gotta tell you about Peachy because this is important context. Now, first of all, terrible nickname because when someone's name sounds friendly but their energy is not friendly, that's a warning. And Peachy is the kind of guy where people stop mid-sentence when he walks by. So they're doing the whole goodbye thing, right? And Peachy decides that this is the moment. He's going to step in and establish presence. You know that move? He gets real close, real intense. So Luis can try to charm his way out of it, which, by the way, he will usually do in most situations.
But something about the timing, the ritual, the tension, Peachy leaning in like he's about to rewrite the whole vibe. And Luis is thinking to himself, this is not a storytelling moment. This is a demonstration moment. So Luis throws one punch. Peachy goes down. Silence in the room. People reevaluating their lives.
And from that day on, it's not Luis who knows a guy, it's also Luis who knocked out Peachy. So when I saw people online going like, I don't know if Luis can knock out trained guards, I'm like, guys, he's been tested in the field.
Also, and this is important, you pointed out something that really meant a lot to me. You didn't treat those moments like a joke, you actually respected them. Anyway, I just wanted to write in and say, thank you for believing in Luis. Thank you for acknowledging the Peachy stuff, and thank you for recognizing that sometimes the guy telling the story is also part of the story. Signed, a guy who knows a guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I just heard a couple of different stories all nested beside each other.
And all of them somehow ended with, I knocked out Peachy.
I was vibing a little bit LL Cool J there.
You know, I really just want to note the conviction of this message.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the conviction is incredible.
That line, not a storytelling moment, a demonstration moment.
Yeah, that line changed it for me.
And I appreciate that he brought documentation. You know, he has a structure, sets precedent.
Yeah, it's a whole workflow.
Oh, and that system he described, assess situation, throw one punch, narrate aftermath.
Yeah, it's all, equal pillars.
Yeah. And I like that he knows that the punch limit is 1.
I mean, he's got it together. I think he knows his lane.
And now I think I fully believe that Luis can knock someone out.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling it. Yeah, I'm believing it.
So maybe the takeaway here is never minimize the possibility of a one-punch knockout.
Yeah, especially if Luis is involved.
And maybe don't just call it a comeback, because Luis has been here for years.
And he gonna knock you out.
As always, we are super sorry. Super Sorry is written and hosted by Amber and Todd. Produced by A Super Sorry LLC. Music by Jam Studio. Your support helps us keep asking the hard questions and saying the hard apologies. Thanks for tuning in and sharing with friends. Super Sorry is not affiliated with Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Studios, the Walt Disney Company, or Disney+. As of this recording, all Marvel characters mentioned in the podcast are the property of the Walt Disney Company.